Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So, troubleshooting the Lakota from Pennsylvania. Let me show you where I'm at. If you turned this thing forward, which is counterclockwise, right? When you pull the string, it goes facing it counterclockwise, right? It would go this way, which is clockwise, but if you were facing the motor, that would be counterclockwise, right? It'd be going this way. So anyway, I started out, and it would go counterclockwise just a little bit, and then it would lock. So I turned it counterclockwise, and it would go, and then it would make kind of a clicky sound. So well, let me show you. Now it's having a problem. It's hitting something, and that's going clockwise, which is the wrong way. Now going counterclockwise, you hear that click, and now it just hits something. I'm thinking, and it seems to hit with this mark about there. I don't think I'm going counter to the engine. You heard the click. I'm trying to figure out if she sucked a valve, or now it won't go past it again, right? It's solid, and going the other way. I'm thinking it's hitting, yeah, I think it's hitting a valve. So the next thing is, I guess I got to get up. Well, next thing is no more easy stuff. I got to get the plastic off and start accessing the engine for real. I'm just trying to figure out how much I could get underneath there. It does have a compression release. Maybe it's something with that. It does appear, once again, as you're rotating it around, it appears that it's hitting a valve. I've not looked a lot for these. I don't regularly go through eBay or Craigslist, and I don't regularly go to the dead bikes pages, so I'm not quite sure how available the top end of the jug is for this thing. I'm also not sure if this is a 300cc. I'm not sure if the top of the Lakota is the same as the top as the jug end of, well, this is water cooled, so I can't imagine the jug would be the same. No, it's not. It doesn't look any doesn't even look similar. So yeah, I'm not sure about the availability of parts. The little bit I've looked and sniffed about, it appears that there aren't a million of these on eBay, parts wise. Sometimes a little, but not that much. Particularly, I don't recall any top ends. So, but now to ask the eBay community, because you guys are smarter than I am in a lot of respects. Does this thing share the top end with anything else? Is it the Bayou, Prairie, perhaps a motorcycle? I guess I could start doing some research, but and I'm just looking. Am I gonna Am I going to have to pull this engine out to get that top end off? It's beginning to kind of looks that way, doesn't it? One of the things about replacing an engine, if I did put a 200S or a TRX 200 TRX 200 SX engine in here, you got to make sure you get this sprocket more or less where it is. Otherwise, as the shock is actuating, your chain will get looser and tighter, and after it does that for a while, it'll either get so loose that it throws the chain, or it'll get so tight that it begins pulling on your motor mounts and on the rear end, and eventually your rear end will begin to turn a little bit. Then you'll throw the chain, and then you start wrecking things, right? If it's a TRX 200 SX engine, the case is really thin, and the way the chain throws, you end up damaging it, and you end up pumping oil all over the place. So for anybody who is considering an engine swap, and loosely, that's one of the things that I'm thinking about. That's what you gotta think about. So yeah, right now it looks like a valve, right? Seems, and I'm also not familiar with these engines. I don't know if this is a 4-valve engine or just a 2-valve engine. I don't know what's lucky now. I guess lucky, it does seem to have compression, but I don't know if anything's scarred up in there. Supposedly it was idling, ready, waiting to go out for a romp, and it just stopped, and then he couldn't pull the string. So I'm thinking she sucked a valve. What do you guys think? It seems to have the timing, the 4-stroke timing. When one of the valves opens, it gets into trouble. Normally the exhaust valve lets go. I don't know where the timing is right now, so I can't be sure of that. So I'm not sure if it's the exhaust or the intake, but normally it's the exhaust valve that sucks wind. Though he had enough mud and crap on the intake that he could have done something to the intake valve also. All right, that appears to be where this thing is, and now I got to figure out what to do with it. Part of the problem with working on this is I got to completely tear it apart. Though this bike will double in size once I take the plastic off and have to put it somewhere, and then particularly if I have to pull the engine off, it'll just about triple in size, and I don't really have the space to do that right now. And in addition, it's got to stay apart for a while, right? Once I take it apart, I'm sure I'm not going to find somebody's gold tooth in there that I just get out of the way, put it all back together again, and she's ready to run. At the minimum, I'm probably going to have to get some gaskets. At the maximum, it might be coming apart, and now I'll be looking for a head and maybe a jug and a piston, a cylinder and a piston, or maybe I'll say the heck with it and put another engine on. I'm not sure yet. I haven't. To get to that point, I got to tear it completely apart, and then I'm going to have this thing all over the garage, and I really don't want to do that until I'm going to move forward with it. I don't know. We'll see. Over the next couple of videos, you guys will know what I decided to do. I'm kind of scratching my head right now. You guys more or less see what's going on with it. It rotates kind of almost 2 full turns, but it doesn't matter which way you go on one of the full turns, it stops, and more or less in exactly the same spot. So I could get, like from there, I could go back and it'll go past it. Then the next time around it'll hit. Then I could go back, it'll go past it, and the next time around it'll hit. So to me, it's a valve, and so it probably jumped time. Maybe it jumped time. I don't know. Sounds like I got to be inside that engine though. I guess the next thing to try to determine, get that cover off, figure out what the timing is on these things, and go forward from there. Right? It's probably jump time. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up. I hope you're enjoying the musings, what's grinding through my head. So, yep, I guess the next step is checking the timing. Anyway folks, take care. And remember, get out there and have fun. Bye now.